yeah, especially up to 20 miles an hour, it's just tons of torque. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going over a 2022 Honda Accord EXL Hybrid. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this Accord. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder that is paired to a hybrid system. Total system output is 212 horsepower. Fuel economy is 48 around town and then 47 on the highway. And I just want to mention, I love how this is displayed, just kind of like the shape of everything. And then also you've got the orange for the hybrid system. I don't know, I think it looks cool. That's under the hood. Now let's go over the front end of the Accord Hybrid. First off, we're going to start with the headlights because they're timed and they will pop off. You got the LED accent light, and then you guys can see the reflector LEDs for the headlights themselves. I think they look absolutely fantastic, and they popped off just in the nick of time. Anyways, really like the body lines, and you guys can see just how this paint pops in the sunlight. You've got the chrome trim here along the rest of the front with the Honda logo that actually has some blue accenting to signify that this is a hybrid. And then you got all the chrome trim here across the front end. And then you guys can see the fog light chilling out there on the side. It's got some black trim around it. And other than the blue around the badge, you can't tell it's a hybrid. Sorry about my shadow, but there's the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got two 25mm tires wrapped around 17-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the design on the wheels, I think, is super smart. So the wheels mostly closed off to help out with aerodynamic efficiency, but it still looks really good. Notice how they do the dark metallic gray on the closed off section, and then they do this light silver on the top to make it look like the wheel is more open than it actually is. Smart thinking, Honda. Got the hybrid badge there on the side. Notice the two-tone mirror, and then we got the chrome trim here around the windows. And taking a couple steps back, here's your full side view. There's more chrome trim here at the bottom portion of the car, and then also off to the side there on the back. And there you go. So here is our key fob. We have the unlock, the lock, the remote start, and then the opening here for the trunk, which press that and it'll partially open up, and then you just have to lift it up the rest of the way yourself. So notice that we've got the floor mats here in the back, and we got the loop-de-loop underneath. You can see you've got the fix-a-flat kit and some extra storage. Storage space here in the back of the Accord is really good because it's a large sedan. And other than that, just gotta close it yourself and you're done. Popping here to the rear, we've got the wood trim here, and then also metallic trim just down below it. We've got padding here for your arm, and then we've got the leather seats here in the back. Really nice stuff. You guys can see the perforations here in the center portion. Definitely solid. And then stepping in, leg room, headroom, pretty solid. Got the vents right here. You guys can see USBs, all that fun stuff. So you just open that up. It's kind of cool how it opens up. It's like, I don't know. Anyways, we've got the armrest / cup holder situation as well, and let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. Again, we got the wood trim with the metallic trim down below that goes to the door handle. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, and then the padding all down below. Window controls, the front two are automatic. We've got our mirror adjustments, and then you can see this for the memory seats. That's to open up the trunk. And then the front seat's pretty much identical to the rear. We've got the covering here on it. You guys can see the perforations and everything in it. Nice bolstering here down below, and then there's kind of a peak there. Power adjustments here on the side. Pedals just down below. You've got that to open up the hood. Got this for the parking sensors, safety tech, stability control. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. And there's where we're looking for we pop in. So here is the steering wheel. We've got really nice leather trim all around. Darker stitching here on the center portion. And then you guys can see here for the cruise control. And then we do have the steering assistance and distance control with it. Paddle shifters here on the back. So basically, even though it has a CVT, it mimics having gears, so you can manually shift. You guys get what I'm saying. We've got the controls here for the home screen, volume controls, voice command controls, all that stuff. Turn signal, light stock, windshield wiper stock, and that's all for the steering wheel. Now here's the center gauge cluster. You guys can see that on the one side you got the hybrid information with the charge and power, and then also your battery charge there on the very far side. And then on the other side, we've got like the speed and then also how much fuel you have with the car as well. And other than that, you can press the home button and then that'll pop with some different menus. So you can scroll through to see different bits of information here on the car itself. Pretty straightforward with that stuff. What I think is pretty cool is like power charge. Notice how you can like flip it and all that kind of stuff. And then I can go and be like, you know what, Eco Drive. And you can see that kind of stuff. I don't know. I think it's cool how they describe everything and all the stuff you can see, and that's that. So here's the center infotainment system. First off, if I pop it into reverse, you guys can see we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel, and resolution on the camera is actually pretty good. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with the buttons, really solid. You've got these analog controls on either side, which help out quite a bit. Notice that you can do the voice text stuff. You can see the power flow chart, exactly what is happening, which is another cool little feature. And other than that, that's everything for the infotainment system. Got our hazard light button here with the vent controls and then more of that wood trim. And we've got our climate controls down here. This does have a dual zone climate system, and we have heated seats, which I love the feeling on the button here for those front heated seats. Wireless phone charger in this area with some USBs, and then you can see the trim piece that covers that. Transmission selector, and then we have our Econ mode, which will pop up here. And then we have our sport mode, which will also pop up here. Turns on the engine immediately. And we have an EV mode as well, which is not available because engine's too cold. But yeah, all those buttons are right here. Parking brake, brake hold. We've got a couple of cup holders right here. Center console. And you guys can see the storage space in that. And this does slide backwards and forwards and all that fun stuff. And then you can see here at the glove box, decent amount of storage as well. And I guess finishing things up top, we have a sunglass holder. We have a sunroof. Yeah. Now here is the window sticker for this Accord Hybrid EXL, again 2022. Feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read all of the equipment here with the car. And then you guys can see the base price here, and the total MSRP $35,050. And let's take it out for an interesting test drive of sorts. So let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, which do blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off on our interesting test drive. So this car is pre-sold, and so out of respect to the new owner, I'm not going to take it out on the road and drive and everything. I'm going to let them do that. But I do have to take this car back to its parking space. So you know what that means. We're going to pop on the GoPro and I'll drive over to the parking space. I know, not super exciting, but it'll at least allow us to get a little bit of fun point of view driving here with the Accord, with again, a car that is pre-sold. So first off, it drives pretty much like every single Accord from a suspension standpoint and all that. That has not changed whatsoever. Seat comfort is great as well. The bolsters are really nice. And yeah, it's a really comfortable place to be. We're in the full EV mode, which is also nice, so that'll save you on gas and everything, obviously. And I mean, look at this, you can drive around a parking lot and not use any fuel, which is a pretty cool concept if you ask me. And it's actually pretty quick, and it stays in the EV mode pretty consistently. Yeah, that actually has got some pep in its step. And maneuverability is great with the car as well, so that's definitely a big plus. We don't got anyone back here, so we'll get another little. Yeah, especially up to 20 miles an hour, it's just tons of torque, and it just scoots, moves pretty quick. But I've driven the Accord Hybrid before, and I've also driven the Insight as well. And here's what I have to say, right? If you want to have kind of like a luxury car experience, and in something that gets really good fuel economy, that's what this gives you, because it's really smooth, it's really quiet, it's really comfortable. The seats, it's got nice stuff like heated seats and all that kind of stuff. But again, it gets really good fuel economy, and I would rather have this over a Prius because it looks a lot better than a Prius, it drives better than a Prius, and the fuel economy is pretty much identical. So there's not really downsides. And we've made it back to the parking space. Don't tell them I went the long way. But anyways, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Accord Hybrid. This is definitely a really solid car, and for $35,000, again, it's about the same price as a Prius. And so, yeah, if you're looking for a really nice hybrid vehicle, that's what the Accord Hybrid gives you. And sorry that this wasn't crazy driving impressions, but you know what? gotta make do with what we have in today's market where everything is sold. Let's get some things up for our video on this 2022 Honda Accord Hybrid. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with the Accord. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I will see all of you in the next video.